do you know what, when I bid on it, I didn't notice that it had that damage on the front there. Jason's still off for the whole day. Just trying to hop on all the admin things and fill in the gaps. Give us a rave. Nice. And just to keep on top of things, because I'm probably taking on too much for myself. I mean, if it was me, I'd be like, right, cut them trees back so we don't get the leaves. I got banned from one of our auction sites. Toby lost everything. Morning, it's Tuesday, just arrived at work, and I've noticed that at least one of our new cars from G3 is here. This E-Class, which, do you know what, when I bid on it, I didn't notice that it had that damage on the front there. It actually looks like it's been pulled forward, where they reversed, or driven over something and then reversed away. That's not the end of the world, I didn't get that sorted out. Some serious poo on the roof. I just like that interior. I don't know how much footage we would have got from yesterday. It was just a bit of a busy, stressful day. Jason was off feeling ill. He was fairly certain he was going to be back today. Well, still is fairly certain he's going to be back today, but he's not going to be back just yet. Later on today, apparently. So we will see. We managed to do a deal, or complete a deal, on a Disco Sport that went out yesterday. The Polo is all done and dusted. That was going to get picked up after hours yesterday. Obviously Jason couldn't be here to do that, so he might after work today. I can't, because I've got to go and do my little sister's birthday type thing. And filmed another Motor Trade Mentals yesterday, which was good. Just busy having tugboat, doing dog sitting duties. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a bit more done today, but we will see. Feeling the stress at the minute. All of my own making, as per usual. I can't help myself. So yeah, let's find out what's going on. Right, so another manic day. Jason's still off for the whole day, still feeling unwell apparently. I don't know exactly what's up with him, other than he said at one point his headache has come back. So just trying to hop on all the admin things and fill in the gaps of what information I didn't have on deals, but I think we got there now, which involved doing kind of finance paperwork for car finance 24/7 for the low mileage Range Rover Sport that we've got. So that's done and dusted. Money should be arriving soon, which will definitely cheer me up. Just taking a couple of pictures of this, my BMW 7 Series. You may have seen a video by the time this comes out that I am now going to raffle this off, and we're going to do it in aid of Jack's Neuroblastoma journey, so a portion of all the proceeds will go towards that. We've done over £4,000 so far, so thank you everyone who's got involved. A little bit sad about this one because it is very, very cool actually, and I do really like it. It is like the most comfortable thing to drive, more comfortable than a Range Rover. It's stupidly fast, 6.1 seconds, 0 to 60. It's a diesel, it does like 60 miles per gallon, 55, 60 miles per gallon on the motorway run, and the tax is only £210. It's got soft closed doors, it's got the swing your foot under the boot to open it type thing, heated seats, cruise control, heated leather, all that sort of stuff. It really is a bit of me, to be honest, but just probably not going to use it. And I'd already made the seats in the back dirt, got the dogs in there, which we've now given it a quick clean so it doesn't look as offensively disgusting in the back, for me to take pictures of that. So that is that. The Polo is ready to go out. I think they're coming in before close now, so that's good. Charlie has brought in his home speaker, so he's raving now. Give us a rave. Huh? Give us a rave. Nice. We've got an Audi A3 that came in part exchange. I wasn't sure if we were going to do something with this, but that will probably just end up, let me come this way so the sun's allowing you to actually see it. It's only 113,000 miles. It's quite a nice thing really, but it's got like 3 door locks that don't work. It needs brakes all the way around, something else that is on the paperwork on my desk, maybe we'll check it out in a minute, makes it I just don't want to. I don't want. We could just do a couple of little bits, fix that up, and maybe, you know, sell it on and have a profit out of it. But I would rather just trade it on. So you can probably find that on. Well, by the time this comes out, if I got any luck, it will have gone already. But on my Shifting Metal PX Gold page, if you're looking for cheaper cars, then that is probably where you'll find them from us. And there's going to be some developments with that page as well coming up soon. So that's worth checking out as well. So Facebook. The page is called Shifting Metal PX Gold. There is another car that will probably be on there, but we might do a video with this one because it might be slightly more interesting. Little Honda CRV I paid 500 quid for. That may well end up on there. I also bought another car today from a local chap. What is it? Paceman. You thought I'd be sensible enough to not buy those anymore, but that's not the case. It's actually quite a nice little thing though. 71,000 miles. I guess Adrian is doing a PDI on it. Right, good morning. It is Wednesday. It's actually only about 7:30. It's probably most people's morning start, but normally I wouldn't be on the road till 8:30. I just keep waking up really early in the morning and I can't explain why. Certainly not because I have a surplus of energy. Could be the stress levels. Who knows? So I've come to realise is rather than lying in bed trying to get back to sleep, I'm just gonna get up and come to work an hour early. What have I got to do today? One thing I didn't mention yesterday was I had a good meeting with a potential sponsor for a new channel that we're launching actually tonight as I'm recording this. A new detailing and valeting channel with Don Buck of DB Details, who you've seen on our channel before. We're sort of collabing, helping produce a whole new YouTube channel for him because he's a right character and he's got absolutely tons of information when it comes to valeting and detailing, which is why we pay him to come in and train our guys. So I will link that in the description. If you haven't seen that already, then check that out. And also tonight will be our Motor Trade Mentors podcast with Mark Brampton coming out. I think all of that stuff's organised, to be honest. I need to have a look at the auctions and we'll find out whether Jason's back in or not. I feel like I need like a PA/OA, I guess, office assistant, personal assistant type thing, just to keep on top of things because I'm probably taking on too much for myself. What with the garage and YouTube, multiple YouTube channels now obviously, and we're putting out a video pretty much every day, but you know, I do enjoy it. It's just a lot for me to keep on top of when I'm just like so ADHD, not great at, well, I'm either hyper focused on one thing but not great at multitasking and balancing plates, spinning plates, whatever it is. I'm not your man for that. Feeling the stress a little bit this week. What we've having to sort of hop back in with sales and answer the phones and deal with sales stuff, warranty stuff, that sort of stuff as well. I just think I need a holiday actually. That said, I am in the BMW 7 Series, which we also last night launched the competition for, so you can win this luxurious limousine for just £1. And to be honest, driving this to work is practically a holiday in itself. With the heated seats on and it's so bloody comfortable to drive. Don't know why I'm raffling it off really, but hey ho. Can't think what else is going on. I don't know if we've got cars going out today. We had ones going out yesterday. Dan managed to sell at least one. Actually, Dan managed to sell our Ford Focus, which would have been car of the week for last week. I think the guy's a bit particular, so I don't think he's going to want us to go out and film with it, so we might have to switch to something else. You would have seen we had an E-Class delivered from G3 yesterday. Probably needs a bit of bodywork. But I also had a text today from any van, I guess it's like a moving company, a logistics company, to say my order from G3 would be delivered today. And I think that means it's my little Smart 4.4. So yeah, that'll be turning up today. And that reminds me, I also bought a Smart 4.1, like quite a new one, a G3 Monday, and I haven't paid for it yet. So I need to sort that as well. I'm going to get in, get a cup of tea, get some caffeine in me, and I'll catch up with you later today. Right, got a slight problem here with this weekly because A, we didn't get a huge amount of footage anyway, and secondly, the footage that we did get, Toby, who's behind the camera, just like deleted it or hit undo. I don't even understand what he did or how he managed it, but you know, it's cost him at least a week's wages. I'm just kidding. So we've lost a lot of footage, so we don't really have much here to give you. I'm actually coming to you from the future. This is literally the day before you're watching this as it comes out. So there's a few things I need to give you a rundown on. This is Tugboat, by the way, my tiny little puppy. He's 4 months old, or maybe 5 months old now. Look at the size of him. Absolute joke. So what's happened this week? I got banned from one of our auction sites from bidding. I went to go log in, I wouldn't log in. I was like, maybe I need a new password. Tried that. It wasn't that. So I spoke to them and they were like, oh yeah, do you not know your account's been suspended? I was like, no, no one's told me. Long and short of it is, I've been a naughty boy really. As you know, you want to go down, do you? Okay. There we go. Yes, they actually phoned to sort of say, oh, we actually really like your YouTube stuff and your podcast. Not officially from BCA, just members of staff inside, which quite a few of them have been quite complimentary, which is nice. Because then, to be fair, as they said, I have never been, you know, never said anything bad about BCA. They said, yeah, I don't know why it's a problem because you never said anything bad about BCA, have you? I said, not yet. But, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'd broadcast some other auctions, even though we blurred out the number plates and stuff. Some people were probably a bit annoyed that we showed some of the cars selling, and that's fair enough. Do you know what? I understand that. As this goes out, as it is today, we're reinstated. Everything is back up and running, and everybody's on good terms. So yeah, that's all good. But I was for at least a week banned from bidding at my most used auction site, with no clear indication of whether we were going to get it back or not. Other than that, I can't remember what happened yesterday, never mind last week at this point. Unless Toby can tell me of any major significant events that happened.
Jason was off for ages.
Jason was off for ages, apparently. I don't know if that was that last week? The week before? I think it might have been the week before. I don't know. Yep, don't know. Jason was off at some point. But he's back now, so fear not. So, what we've got, instead of doing a full rest of the weekly, we did wonder if, you know, we could put it like a black and white filter on and I'd pretend it was last week and I could just kind of give you a rundown, a reconstruction, you know, of Chrome Watch. You've seen me on there before. Then decided, nah, do you know what I'll do actually? This week I've been up to see James, or down even, because he's in deepest, darkest heaven. James at Chop's Garage, because I was buying a car through him. And we spent quite a lot of time just wandering around. I've never been down there, so got to go down there, check it out. And so what we're going to do is we'll finish our weekly, what we've got of it, which is about 2 days. And then, if you'd like to hang around, there will be pretty much a full garage tour of Chop's Garage, which is a bonus for you to make up for the fact that Toby lost everything. So what we would normally do is best car bought, best car sold, biggest headache and biggest win. Best car sold was our Seeker Ranger. That sold, and yeah, really nice people, got it all sorted. Yeah, good deal for everyone. I think if you haven't seen our Berrow Motors walk around video, we're doing those on the Berrow Motors channel now. In fact, we're going to film one tomorrow, so come Monday there'll be another one on the Berrow Motors channel. So if you don't already subscribe, make sure you do. I'll put a link to that in the description. Someone was test driving that, on that video and they bought it. Then best car bought was a lovely little mini Paceman. Sorry, my brain's on slow-mo. 2014 Mini Paceman 1.6 diesel, and it's the all 4. I just like it 'cause it's really smart and neat. It was a nice buying experience because we did it via a local person actually. We got big signs in our garage, as you've probably seen, that says carsboughtformore.com. So it came via carsboughtformore.com, which is how we like to do it if you want to sell your car, especially if it's, I'm saying this, I've been buying a lot of cars recently and I'm running out of money until we sell some. But you know, if you have got a nice car, under 10 years old, under 100,000 miles, that's kind of my new thing I'm trying to work towards, then get on the website and drop us an inquiry. So that was that, and you will find, as you're watching this, on the Berrow Motors channel, there is a video of that car as well. Then the biggest headache was obviously that we got banned from the auction site, bidding on there for being very naughty. But I've learned my lesson and I will never do it again. Biggest win. I can't remember. What's irritating is we have filmed this whole segment once before while I walked around the forecourt, but I can't really walk around the forecourt now because I'm coming to you from the future and you'd see cars that are turning up next week. So I've just got to try and do it from memory. Can't remember what I thought the biggest win was. I don't know. The biggest win is that we're still here, able to bring you new information, even though the old information was deleted. That's the best I can come up with at the moment. So that is it for this week as far as the weekly goes. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out my BMW 730D raffle. £1 per ticket. If you buy 20 tickets, you'll get 10 extra for free, and you can use the code Toby10 and get another 10% off. They're actually selling quite quickly this time, which is really good. We should raise a decent amount for Jack's neuroblastoma journey. And yeah, we might even get to draw it early. So get your tickets while you can. Don't forget to subscribe if you've enjoyed this half of the video. Not only would it massively help us out, and it would be, do you know what, it'd be really nice, even though we've cocked this video up massively, if you did want to subscribe. And in return, I am giving away a very nice £4,000 watch to one of my subscribers when we hit 100,000. So that is it for the weekly section of this video. Stay here with us though, because the rest of the video is probably even longer and you can have a full tour of Chop's Garage now. So that's it. We'll see you next week for a much longer, much better... Toby's nodding at me. He's fairly confident we've got better footage for next week and all that sort of stuff. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Would you like a tour of Chop's Garage?
We've only come with one microphone, so we'll have to share.
So
yeah, go on then. Show us.
This is the tour of Chop's Garage. It lasts all of 3.5
I want to see the workshop and all the stuff in there.
I'll do. Okay.
Well,
the firstly, this is the overspill car park.
Yeah.
This is where things go to die in this corner. Eventually, every now and then I pick them out and prep them. Otherwise, they just end up sitting there until I get so fed up I trade them out to someone because I'm too lazy to do the work on them. This is where I've started lining cars up if I can't fit them in the workshop and in front of the unit, but I normally put the lower value ones out there, so I'll move some of that higher value ones back in front again. But obviously we're moving stuff in and out all the time. The landlord did talk about chipping this car park, and a lot of people in the comments say about chipping this car park. The thing with it is there's no motivation for my landlord to do it because this isn't supposed to be my area anyway, really. And the other units now are pretty much empty bar a few staff, so who's it going to benefit other than me to put chipping down? So if I do that, I need to do it myself. But it's never really helped.
Can you not split the cost of him? Say you'll put a couple of grand in if he does?
I probably could, but do you think I need to?
Well, we were talking on the way up here, saying it's a bit of a different setup than us, isn't it? Because you haven't... I mean, if it was me, I'd be like, right, cut them trees back so we don't get the leaves, or clean all this up, get the stones in, get some flags out, you know, like full-on retail, whatever, but that's not your bag, is it?
I'm not full retail, no, that's the difference.
You want to do trade and...
I'd be quite happy this was full of, like, 40 or 50 cars, and they were just all being valeted and we just all trade sales, because being a one-man band, it's a lot quicker doing that. So yeah, so then obviously if we prep cars and they're ready to go, ideally I park them in here to keep them nice and clean and tidy, with the idea that all the other prep gets done on this side, but I filled this side full of toys, so we've got no room for prep other than one car. So this is where parts go to die and cars go to die. So all the parts, you know, you order those parts that you think you need for a car and then you're not using, you go, well, I'll stick it back on eBay.
Yeah.
That's what's on all the shelves there. So we've got that.
It's got a proper smell of petrol and paint. And, yeah, body filler and stuff in it.
I can't say that anymore, can I? It's got a proper smell of people. Gender. It's a gender neutral garage. Yeah, so it is like that. This is the toy area. So we've got the MGB I drive quite a lot, which is just a tatty usable MGB. We've got the bike I'm supposed to be learning to ride on, but I haven't booked my lesson for yet. We've got the Acadian, which Pete did all the brakes on, so it drove lovely. So then probably parked it up and let the brakes seize again for the last 12 months. The Firebird that I sprayed with a garden fence sprayer because my compressor broke. And then we took to the prom, which then overheated, so we've got to put that back together again.
Oh yeah, that's not that Jag XK up there, is it?
Yeah, which one's that then?
The red one. You said you got it and you were like, oh, we're going to do... You thought you were going to raffle it at one point. And
Yeah, we're going to raffle it, yeah. We
are you still going to? Oh.
We are going to do that, it's just been...
Come on everyone, come and see what you can win. How we doing?
Yeah. It's covered in dust from when I sprayed, because obviously I sprayed this in here because it was raining outside, so everything's now covered in filler dust. So this one we've got a new radiator to go in, a new water pump, and a new thermostat to go in so it doesn't overheat so much. But yeah, this is the one we are going to do for a raffle car. We spent a lot of time machine polishing and cleaning it as well, believe it or not.
I can tell, yeah.
And now it's absolutely covered.
I can tell.
That's been a project for about 5 years. I've never got around to doing a wide body MGB.
All right, yeah.
I've got an engine in the back here which is done by Leap Barham Engines, which is bored out to 2 litres. That's supposed to be going in that, so that's a fast wide body, but I've just never got around to doing any more on it. Underneath there's another MGB Roadster. I've got all MGB bits up there. We've got the rattle can.
You got a bloody ramp thing here and you can't even get to it.
I know. And look at the horror in your face. The horror is you can't even get your ramp. That's quite a normal thing, you know that for people.
You know, you say about me buying Range Rovers and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and oh, you must have the biggest balls. This would keep me awake at night.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but some...
I think it's flashbacks to my dad and his garages and cars that are sat there, and I know that you probably, I'm sure you won't, but he'd have cars there and they'd just rot away. Projects that would be there for ages and they'd bug me, and I'm too
I probably will have.
impatient.
I've got an Morris Ital in the corner over there need to get in, that's rotting away. I mean, that I did with my father-in-law, and he's not driving it, so I need to convince him to sell it. That the MGB Road's underneath the cover. I need to convince him to sell it. I need to get that down to Moore so they can get it running again. I have got an intention of clearing this out because I've got my other MGB with an MX-5 supercharged engine coming back. That'll be coming back soon. So I need to have a clear out of here. And I would like to leave the last, maybe move the ramp back there and have the last sort of that back section for prepping stuff. I have all these tools, you see, from when I actually work on cars myself. All these tools I gathered that now don't get used very often. Yeah, that's why I ended up spraying the Firebird with that fence spray.
I thought it was, yeah, I recognised it from your video.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too bad for a fence panel, that.
No,
Trans Am.
I'll sand it all down, flat it down again. But every now and then I come in here and clear it all up, and then I do a rush job or something and make a mess of it again. So but you don't really have any toys, do you?
Got a quad bike and a farm buggy.
I just bought a topper for the back of my Panda 4x4 today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to have to modify a Citroen Berlingo tow bar, put it on the back of the Panda, and then I can go around the field with a topper on the back of a Panda 4x4.
Don't even have motorbikes or anything these days. That used to be my thing. It was more my thing, but I would love to. And maybe as and when the farm, I get like the barn sorted out there, so I actually store cars inside and nice. There's the odd thing that comes by. I had a really nice like first gen Cayenne 4.5 V8 S KNS Porsche, but it was just in really nice condition. I was like, that's the sort of thing I'd like to keep forever because it cost me like 1,500 quid.
Oh right.
And I just feel like one day it'll be.
Yeah. If you've got the barns to store stuff in, it'll go up. No, you don't really go car shows or anything like that, do you?
No.
No. But no, I mean this is the one I would. So I'll probably keep this. I'd like to keep the Firebird, keep the MX-5 powered MGB, depending on how well it drives. I'd like to keep the green MGB as well, but I don't know if I've got the room for that as well. But I do keep thinking I need to buy one nice car that I can just get in at the end of the day and drive, because I've got all this stuff and it all needs a bit doing to it. So like, what did I drive in today? I drove in a Citroen Berlingo today.
What, a classic or something just genuinely that you
no,
nice?
Something like probably nice. Something maybe to treat myself something proper nice.
I quite fancy a like full fat Range Rover, like 2014 age, like I kind of just got for my dad. I don't know if you saw the red one.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing.
I was tempted to upgrade my Range Rover to a new one, but then I read an account the other day of a guy put one on the trade to trade site. It was 2014, had like 80,000 miles on it. And it was cheap. It was like 12 grand.
Yeah.
And he said it just needs this one pipe that's like 300 quid. Then I read about this pipe, and if one of them goes, they all go. And to get to them all, you need to get the body off.
Right.
And you just don't get those kind of problems with the L322s, the older Range Rovers. They're just a lot simpler.
Yeah, yeah.
So, although I like the look of the newer ones, no, I was thinking more like a. So ever since I drove that subscriber's Alpine 110.
Oh, something really nice.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a bit hooked on that. Something just turnkey you can get into and driving. But yeah, I'll flat all this paint down and repaint this again. But I do like driving this about. The other thing is do I do that, or do I send over to America and spend like 10 grand on suspension for this so it actually handles, and then just have fun in it? Because every time I thought I like the idea of having something really nice, I have it for a little while and go, it's too nice for me, and I just like driving the shit as well. So it's difficult. I do need to get rid of that. I need to get that running and driving, get it out the door, just doing nothing that. Again, the idea of driving it around seems fun, but I'll never get around to doing it. So, yeah, I mean, but the thing is, in total in here, value-wise, there's probably only about, what would I say, in terms of what it's cost me, less than 20 grand.
I can believe it.
Which is not a lot of money for the lot of...
No, with the Trans Am and everything, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a lot, is it, really? So it's not like if I've got one really, really nice car, to get a really, really nice, what do you spend, 30 or 40? So,
as long as you're happy, mate, that's the main thing.
well, I'm not,
I tell you, it stressed me out, but...
I'll tell you what, when I don't need the pressure of getting like running a daily business, this is going to be just interesting cars. It's going to be stuff like that, and we're going to tinker them and get them good run and driving project cars, not like totally restored, and just have the place full of interesting stuff. Just buy up all interesting stuff, just park all out here, park it all in there.
Well, I can imagine you, like, we were talking on a podcast, weren't we? Have like, what have you got in here? Bloody 8 cars?
Yeah.
If you had 6, maybe parked on an angle so you could still walk in and whatever, really nice, interesting things, whether that be modern or classic or whatever.
No, you're right, I was thinking...
And then kind of convert that so you've got space to put a trade car inside for someone to come look at it if you want. Yeah. Have your little workshop at the back for doing your disc and pads and oil changes and whatever, and then just your stock out there for trade stuff. So you could be like a guy that does trade, but you only retail really nice, interesting stuff. Yeah, no, you're right. I did think about that. If we chipped all that out and moved all this stuff out there, because I got this obsession with thinking the cars need to be kept inside and clean, but 90% of garages cars are outside, aren't they? They're valid before you pick them up. Too bloody expensive to pay to keep them inside.
So yeah, I put them all outside and moved a lot. I could move then. I could see if I did that, I could move a lot, clean a lot of that stuff up, park it in here like the Trans Am, the MGB, the van, all in a row. So kind of
that stuff, because they'll still look good parked up even if they haven't got an engine in.
Yeah, exactly. And then clean that up and tidy it up, and then I would actually be able to go in and do work on cars in there and pull 1 or 2 cars in to prep them for resale.
That's what would annoy me if I did want to pull something in there and work, and I'm like tripping over my stuff and whatever.
And I've ended up moving like the pressure washer in here, and then that means I end up moving cleaning stuff in here, and I don't like the look of the cleaning stuff on the shelves and stuff like that. So I need to have a. But you know, it's like you just come in, because I am pretty much a one-man man. It's just you come in with these plans of doing that stuff, and then just get into doing the day-to-day stuff, don't you? Yeah. So do you want to see my new stock haul? My new stock haul is 11,000 mile Citroen Picasso HDI. 11,000 even smells brand new. If you whip inside it, which you can get to it, it'll.
That's the sort of interesting stock we're talking about.
But it is a nice one, really nice subscribe car. Yes, if you can get your head in, sniff it.
Well,
I think it smells like a brand new car inside.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So you got that. This Fiesta in front with 33,000 miles on it, in nice titanium, with a full service history.
And are they all up for sale?
They're all up for sale. Yeah, they actually advertise those are. A lot of stuff out there isn't yet. Hyundai i20 or i10 automatic with 25,000 miles on it. RAV4 hybrid with 40,000 miles on it. A fantastic BMW X1 out there, which is really nice. Might do a deal on that in a bit.
Best car here, I'd say.
I just picked up this Berlingo from a subscriber from Wales. I've got a petrol Skoda Yeti, which is quite rare around here. You don't often get petrol Skoda Yetis. That one's a bit dirty. That one needs a good old clean up. I just picked this up from a subscriber. A 64 plate Berlingo 1.6 HDI, which is a bit untidy compared to most of the stuff we've been buying recently, but it is a 2014. But it'll tidy up all right. I just drove that home and back. I do like these. I tell you what, there's something like for basic motoring, that 1.6
easy
HDI,
to drive.
Easy to drive. There's loads of room, really airy, loads of poke, great MPG. They'll do everything for you, won't they?
What's with all the Yaris's and C1 corner?
That I use as a loan car, the silver one.
Yeah.
But I need to get it down, get the exhaust fitted, and then put it up for sale. This one's the next raffle car.
Yeah.
50,000 mile. That one I've just taken apart, so I just need to do the wing mirrors, clean it up, and put it up for sale. I'll do the paint on that myself. The Yaris, the lady wants to see on Friday, so I'm just about to pull that up, machine polish it, and do the bits of paint on it. She wants to see that, and the lady wants to see that this afternoon. I need to take that down to her. The Clio we've just sold, that's going out. Oh, that Panda I just got in as well. That's only got 21,000 miles on it, the 14 Panda. There's the electric Soul's sold as well. That's been picked up on Friday by a subscriber. And then the last raffle car, the orange Ibiza, that's going out on Friday as well. So we'll have a bit more space there and a bit of a clear out. So yeah, Joe likes the really nice stuff. If any of you need to sell any run-of-the-mill cars, get in touch with Chops, because I do need the stock, because we're going to be cleared out by Friday. We're going to be fairly clear again. But yes, prep is my biggest problem. Is prep. So like that one's been down, had the paint done on it, because it had quite a lot of paint, but now it needs MOT, it needs a wheel refurb, it needs a machine polish, it needs cleaning and hoovering out. Same thing with that. Same thing with all these. So I just line them up here and just pull them out one by one and try and get through them. That's a Part X I've just taken in recently. So I'm trying to sell that on Facebook Marketplace, but I already know that's going to be a nightmare. Selling a cheap car is just an absolute nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, especially on Facebook Marketplace. No, this is our courtesy car.
Oh.
Well, one of our courtesy cars. Although I kind of want to get rid of it, and I should have offered you this really. 130,000 miles.
Yeah.
It's all right, but yeah, we loan this out at the minute. But I want to get, because we've got a Chevy Aveo, I want to get 3 Chevy Avios for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, Matt at High Peaks has Chevy Sparks, doesn't he?
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he has Chevy Sparks. Because I really rate the Chevy Sparks. They're just bulletproof your cars. The Avio's got the same engine in it, I think.
That 1.2 diesel.
Oh no, the 1.2 petrol. I didn't know they did a diesel one on them.
Yeah.
They're good little cars. They are. There's something to be said for just basic little motoring. How do you find you get on with loan cars? Because every time I give a loan car, it gets hammered. A lady just took that out a little while ago, and she's done the alternator in it in the space of like a week. I don't know how. I mean, the alternator can fail, but every time I've given a loan car, it's always come back battered on with a problem.
No, it's normally full of crap, and they've used the fuel or whatever. No one seems to check at our place, because I'll try and fill them up beforehand and then be like, fill it up again.
Yeah. It is funny how people don't respect them like that.
You go in the centre armrest and it's full of sweets and, crap and whatever.
You'd think you'd be quite conscientious about cleaning it before you dropped it back, wouldn't you? So.
Not the way we know people.
So what do you think? Do you think I can sell a 15 grand motor from here?
Of course you can, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You can sell 100 grand cars from here. This is the thing. I think if you wanted to go down that route, you chuck some stones down here, you have all these cars, the part exchange stuff and everything, parked in those spaces around the back.
Yeah.
I'd love this little spot. I think it's banging.
Have you seen that? Yeah, the back's quite good actually. Because I think I could probably do a deal for space out here, because the NHS have given it up. And this is where all our tax money goes. The NHS had this building, and it was empty every single day of the week, bar 2 people. And maybe once every 2 months, you'd have an endless stream of 100 grand motors coming around the corner, which presumably were all the what do you call them? All the doctors and so forth.
Locum ones, that would be.
Yeah, I imagine. And it filled the car park up, and that was once a month, and that's all pretty much they use this entire building.
So is that an office block thing, is it?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So is that empty? I thought, when I looked at it on the maps, I thought that was someone's house.
No. So the landlord's in there at the moment, because the NHS moved out, and he's trying to rent out his individual office space now. But this car park is pretty much empty like this all the time. I mean, he would probably want to retain that row there maybe, but I could probably have this row here if I wanted. And you've got nice views out over the countryside over there when the hedges are cut.
Yeah.
But you can see I can leave a car running around the front and not have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about someone jumping in it and running away with it or something.
Yeah.
I've obviously got cameras set up everywhere, so I can look in at night and so forth, but yeah, as a general rule, we don't seem to be bothered, touch wood.
Yeah. I don't think you'd have any problem with selling anything. It's like actually quite a bright, if you put some stone, like some yellow stone down or whatever.
Yeah.
And you'd have no problems whatsoever.
We have, I mean, it could, you're absolutely right. If you did all the chippings on it and I started coming in dressed nicer and cleaned all the buildings down and cleared all these units out, you could actually be a high-end performance cars, couldn't you, I guess? That could all be all the floor repainted there, all clean and tidied up, now all the cars lined up. And then have a clean and tidy workshop in here. You just need to move all this stuff to the back and put some kind of sheeting or walling across to separate it off.
Yeah, it's still overthinking it still too much, I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just need to keep that roller shut door. Just don't worry about that for now. You could put a couple of them in there and whatever, but
I did think I could have a meet down here, like a Chops Garage meet as well, because
Yeah.
there's enough room in there on a weekend.
Yeah.
No one's in here. There's enough room for parking everywhere, isn't there? There's parking back there and parking over here. You could have a little barbie on, get someone down with a little little burger van and have a little local meet, maybe.
Line up your stuff that's for sale that's nice around the back. Get everyone to pull up in here. Like you say, get someone to come do a hog roast.
Yeah.
You'd make money off that anyway.
Yeah, so but it's cool. That's like I say to you guys, that I've no particular desire to get much bigger, because I do find it quite comfy being here. It's quite laid back and chilled, do you know what I mean? And people now that know of me locally, they just wander up here and pull up and have a little look, see what I've got, or let me know what they need, and then and you could be like this, like that. I'm taking that to a lady this afternoon because she can't get out of the house because she's had an operation, but she needs a small automatic. So she rang me up and said, "Oh, been recommended local to get a car for you. You couldn't bring it down, could you?" So I can just lock up and take it down there. And
Yeah, very different, because you like it laid back, whereas I'd be in here like, right, we'll sort that out. I'll have one mechanic in there full time. I'll have two lads here, one valeting, one doing sales and whatever. I'd probably try and rent one of those offices around there for me to sit out the way. We've got a different mindset.
Well, that unit is coming up for grabs potentially soon. I could take on that unit as well if I wanted. But what would be the purpose? It would
What, as in both sides?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would just be to store stuff inside, but that's an expensive thing to do, isn't it, to be fair? There's no real need to do it, is there? It's not like I need more indoor space, really. I just need, I say, tidy this up. But no, I know what you're saying. I could live with a full-time valeter, to be honest, because cars, I mean, that could be getting done now, couldn't it? The Yeti and the Lingo could be getting valeted today, couldn't they?
It's bloody refreshing when you're doing something else and you come back to it and it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, valeters are expensive to get by the day. Like, if I pay one of the mobile valeters to do those cars, they'll be like $150 each.
Yeah.
To do them. So that's, part-time valeter, maybe 3 days a week would work quite well, I guess. But the trouble is, when you work on your own for so long, it's hard to step back and let people just get on with stuff. This was a subscriber car as well.
Yeah.
Subscriber sold us that car. That's just gone out to another subscriber, which I quite like that when it does that. Where a subscriber sells you a good car and a subscriber gets a good car. That's quite a nice little circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Small CC automatic. I've had about 2 phone sounds a lot. I had 2 phone calls this morning already on people looking for small automatics.
That would stress me out as well.
People go on about that. I have to take the keys off site because of my insurance policies. That's why I haven't got a key card there.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It is a good, especially if you could have it in like a briefcase or something. It's something I thought about before. Well, people do like those rolls, don't they? Like fabric roll type thing.
Yeah, I think what it is, I'm taking the bag with my laptop in and stuff like that every night as well, so it's just easier to stick that in.
Yeah.
Let's get this one today. So I had this gearbox done for the Nissan X-Trail. I had that claim coming in.
Yeah.
$4,000 to have it done. They turned it around in 4 days. I thought, brilliant. So I'm going to put the claim in warranty-wise, and I said, I've got your invoice here, and it says remove and refit gearbox, replace torque converter and oil. I said, but you told me that the output bearing had collapsed and it had done damage to the chain, the valves, and some other bits and bobs. And they went, yeah. I said, well, can you send me an invoice with a breakdown of all the parts so I can send it across to warranty-wise? Oh, we don't do that. I said, what do you mean you don't do that? Oh, well, the part numbers mean nothing because they come from a specialist. The warranty companies always want that. I'm like, yeah, they want to know what parts you put in the car.
Yeah, what they're paying for.
$4,000 for. Oh, no, we don't provide that. I said, so you're refusing to provide the parts that you put into a vehicle when you recondition the gearbox. You've refused to provide me with the information as to what those parts were after me paying $4,000. Can't believe that. It's mental, isn't it? To expect you just to accept, oh, we rebuilt your gearbox without.
How hard is it to go to the invoices that you would have paid?
This is what I
find
thought.
Those bits and just jam them in there and be like, just put it in the notes.
Yeah,
for reference.
You must have invoices for those parts. You bought them in from somewhere, so just let me do the legwork. I don't mind if you send it over to me in a basic state. I'll do all the legwork. And it's not like I'm asking you to do it to the warranty company before you get paid. I've paid you in full already. You'd think that was a fairly standard request, wouldn't you? Like, oh, I want to do a cam belt, water pump and oil and filters on your car before it comes out to you. Oh, could I get a copy of the invoice for that? Yeah, cam belt, water pump changed. No, I mean, like, can I see the invoice for the... People ask me that all the time. Can I see the invoice for the oil and the filter and for the cam belt? And I've got no problem at all. I scan it and give them a copy of it.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason why I wouldn't. So yeah, it's another battle I've got on my hands to sort out today.
We had one coming part exchange, a Mercedes ML silver thing, and I think it was sensible miles, under 100. And I was like, I don't really want to sell this, but then the lad's like, oh, we've got someone here who's just walked in and seen it and he's up for it and the car seems alright or whatever, and now there's problems with the gearbox and this and that, and now you've got a customer that you have to deal with, and I'm just like, just refund it, just get it refunded.
Yes.
Just get it out of here, because I don't want to be mucking around with cars that old that are that problematic.
Do you know? I think that's what must happen in this game, is that everyone has the budget at the beginning to only really buy the cheaper cars, and they cut their teeth doing it as soon as they're able to finance doing nicer stuff, and they've got the premises for it, and they've got the reputation for it. I think you see why Theo does the low mileage stuff he does, because it should be less hassle, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, he'll go quite old, but it's got to have low miles and be mint.
But at least when you get a problem, then it's like, okay, so if we need to replace a part, we'll replace a part. The mechanics go in there, and other than a bit of, service spray or something to get the bolts loose, it's all right. But you go and do it on something like 2009, every bolt snaps, and then you got to get it tapped out, and then you got to whatever, and it turns into an absolute saga. They're like, desperate for their car, and
I would say, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me if you put this in a video, they're gonna say, I would say I don't think there's necessarily a profitable business at doing cars over 12 years old and with over sort of 80,000 miles on. I think it's a very hard trade to make a profit at, unless you've got you're mechanically minded, you can do mechanical work, and perhaps you've got someone quite cheap to do mechanical work.
I think you can make a reasonable wage out of it if you're willing to be hands-on and do it yourself and remain small, be a one-man band. But if you want to scale it,
I think it's
just literally the law of whatever.
Because I no disrespect to people, they think when they sell you their cars at that age, they think they're selling you a decent car, but when you have to get it to a point of retail prep, you have to iron out all those little things they live with.
What's decent as a car you're part exchanging or selling to a car dealer versus what's decent as a car that someone's coming and buying from a car dealer?
Yeah,
completely
totally
different. Aren't they?
You have to iron out all those little things, do them all.
Someone sells it to you and they're like, oh yeah, well the heater hasn't worked in ages and the aircon doesn't work. I did have it topped up, but then it stopped working again after a while, so clearly it needs a whatever. But if you say
a condenser which lives behind the dashboard,
yeah, exactly, and all that sort of stuff. Like, you're a dealer because you can sort that. You're better suited to sort that than I am. And then, when it comes to something, you're like, oh, the air conditioning doesn't really work on it, and that doesn't. It's like, oh, well, I want money off that. It's like, well, it's already £1,000 less than it should be. That's why I'm selling it cheap. And they're like, oh yeah, but no, I was hoping for more. It's just like.
Yeah, no. I guess all those people do. If they've got a budget £2,000, their hope is they can go and buy a perfect car for £2,000. But the reality is, that's what everybody would love to be able to do, but you can't, can you? You've got to accept some faults at that kind of price point, haven't you?
Yeah.
But a dealer doesn't get away with doing that so much. But yeah, no, I think that I can, having done a few newer ones with lower mileage, I can see why someone might. And it does suit someone like Theo, and it suits someone like myself, to be honest, even more so than someone like Theo. If I just bought stuff like this and sourced it all over, I've got the facilities to do a quick clean and a wash and some basic oil and filter changes. But
they won't turn over as quickly as it will if you stick up a thing like that for a couple of grand. You'd have people crawling all over it. Yeah. It's just so much more work. And
it is.
But how many people would come and look at this and be like, oh, I don't really quite like the fact that you've stuck the stickers over the stickers. Yeah. I can see it, or whatever. Yeah. And someone would come and look at something newer, and it might have a scuffed up couple of alloy wheels. I can repair this. Like, oh, that's all right, don't mind. Yeah, it's fine. It's perfect as it is. I love it as it is, and they'll take it. Yeah. Easy.
Well, I think that's probably why my cars flew out the door on early chops, is because I was naive and did everything on. Like, I'd do wheel refurb on that 500. I'd do there's a couple of little dings in it. I'd do every little dink in it, and I'd still sell it for £3,000. And it's no wonder they were flying out the door, because the reality was I wasn't really making. If I made £300 out of that car after hours and hours of labour, I'd be like, oh, okay. So you come to the realisation. But I think that's where everybody starts out, don't they? Do a bit on the driveway or a bit in a little first unit.